Okay, so today we are going to talk about one of the most used arguments against Islam and why it doesn't really hold. It is widely regarded as the finisher of Islam among Christian apologists and the inter-religion debating community. And I don't really argue, I agree with the argument, and neither does anyone who has an idea of Islamic theology. And I will explain so in this video. So the argument is basically that the Quran affirms the Bible, and if the Quran affirms the Bible, therefore in Islamic theology the Bibles are true. But if the Bibles are true, it contradicts Islamic theology, and therefore Islamic theology, or Islam as a whole, is false. So we basically reach the conclusion that if Quran is true, then Islam is false, and if Islam is false, then Quran is false. And that is basically the argument summed up in a brief manner. They use multiple Quranic verses in order to prove their point. I'm going to be countering the brief points, the summarized points, alright? So the first point is that Allah says that He sent down the Torah and the Injil, which is basically the Bibles, right? And this claim does not hold because it does not mean necessarily that Allah is talking about the current version, since in Islamic theology the Bibles have been corrupted. So when the Quranic verses state that Allah has sent down the Torah and the Injil, it means that it is talking about the uncorrupted books which were directly revealed to the messengers, but the followers corrupted those books, and therefore the books which are currently used are not the Torah and the Injil, but the corrupted forms of them. They use a rebuttal to this, which is that a verse in the Quran, or some verses, say that Allah's words cannot be changed, and they say, how come Allah's words cannot be changed when the Torah and the Injil have been changed? Isn't this a contradiction? So my answer to that would be, when it says that Allah's words cannot be changed, it means that the foretelling of future events Allah says, or the things He says are going to happen, are bound to happen, and no one can change those words. And that is the interpretation used by many of the exegetes. The third point they use is that the Quran states that the Quran was sent down, which confirmed the books which the Jews or the Christians had. And they say this means that since the Quran is affirming those scriptures, that at least until the 7th century, that is the time of revelation of the Quran, the Bibles were uncorrupted. Now this is not necessarily the case, because when it says that it confirms what they possessed, it does not say that it confirms all of what they possess, but just that it confirms what they possess. And in order to have an idea of what they are talking about, you have to refer to the Islamic theology as a whole, since it does not say that it confirms all of what they have possessed, since it contradicts, or rather says the Bibles are false or corrupted directly in other cases. Now, what it means by confirming what they have possessed is that it confirms the prophecies of the Bible, such as the coming forth of the last prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the prophecies such as the like. So in brief, it says that the coming of the Prophet or the Quran has verified whatever they possess, and since it has verified those prophecies, then Islam, or the Prophet, must be the true Prophet, or Islam must be the true religion. Now they propose a counter argument to this, which is saying that if the Bible has been corrupted, then how do you know this statement is true and this statement has been corrupted, in order to verify what has been sent down? The answer to that is really simple, which is, even if a book got corrupted, you cannot just corrupt and add a really specific prophecy which would come true later in the future. It is more likely, thus, that the prophecy is from the uncorrupted book. For example, the forthcoming of a prophet or a really specific person, that he would be born in a specific area and he would do certain actions which are really unlikely for an average person to do. And if you have any more doubts, you can go to Brother Jake the Skywalker's video, as it is a much more detailed version of it, and not just a summary but counters pretty much almost every verse regarding this topic and even the hadiths. That is all for this video. Assalamu alaikum, may peace be upon you.